everyone, I'm Miss Jennifer from East Lake Regional Library. I'm the teen librarian, and we are going to make homemade soap jellies today. And I just want to warn you, we are in my kitchen. My cats are running around, so you might hear some meows, you might hear some little jingle bells, because they're running around having fun while I'm in the kitchen creating this video for you guys. So let's get started. I'm going to show you all the ingredients you need. Alright, so I'm going to go over your ingredients and your tools that you need to make these homemade jellies. So first off, you need some shower gel or soap gel. You can use body wash, you can use the hand soap, as long as it's a gel consistency. So you can use those. I happen to have this orange peel and honeysuckle shower gel, so I'm going to use that. You also need some of this unflavored gelatin. You can find this at your local grocery store in the baking aisle. You're also going to need some rubbing alcohol. This is what I had at home, so I just poured it into this nifty little spray bottle, so we're going to use this. You also need table salt. I found mine in my cupboard. You may already have some as well, but you can find this at your local grocery store. You also need water. So this is a good step if you're younger and you have your parent or an adult around. You want to make sure they're around to help you with this step, because it does need to be hot, because the gelatin has to dissolve. So make sure they're around when you do this step. So this is my little tea kettle and it's already been boiling, so I'm just going to set it to the side. You also need some tools from the kitchen, and hopefully you have these nearby. If not, you can get them at your local store where you can buy kitchen supplies. So what I'm going to use, my recipe calls for a mixing bowl. I don't want to use the big mixing bowl, so I have these trusty little Pyrex measuring cups, and I have them in 2 sizes. You can use any size you have, doesn't make a difference. 2 is a good option, because you need 1 for water and 1 for your shower gel. So I have 2 sizes of a 2 cup and a 1 cup. You also need a little whisk. Here's my little piggy whisk that I'm going to be using. It's really cute, but you can use any whisk you have. A little spatula. This is just optional. You don't have to use this, but I had one, so I pulled it out. Measuring spoon, because you'll need this to measure out your ingredients. And there's some optional stuff that you may need. Colors, food coloring. It can be gel, it can be liquid. I have this liquid soap dye. I found this at my local craft store. I'm sure you can get it online at Amazon, Walmart.com, whatever. But I have this in several different colors, completely optional. You don't have to use it. There's also optional glitter. I have body glitter. I found this at my local craft store, and was this with the soap aisle, but I'm sure you can get this on Amazon or some other online vendor. I have several different colors here, but you can also use any other kind of glitter. I do recommend like a biodegradable glitter, because of the environment. You don't want anything that's not going to break down when it goes through your water system, your sewer system, especially if you're going to use it in the shower, if you're going to use this at your sink. Make sure you have something that's kind of small. You don't want to use big particles of glitter. Okay, so you have all your ingredients. Now you're going to need molds to make your soap into shapes. So what I have here are, I have these mermaid and seashell molds here, and these little gemstones molds here. Got these at the local craft store and Amazon. You also need like either a cake plate, or a cake tin, or a cookie sheet. This is just to help stabilize your molds when you're carrying them to the refrigerator. Carry them just like this, they're kind of floppy, and your mixture's just gonna spill out. So make sure you have them on a stabilizing cookie sheet or a stabilizing cake tin, something like this. So let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna start mixing our stuff. So we're gonna take 1 package of this unflavored gelatin, and we're gonna put it in our cup, this one right here, and it says to add it to a medium-sized bowl. We're gonna put it in our trusty Pyrex here. We are gonna add our water. It's gonna be a 3/4 of a cup of water. So I'm just gonna fill this up to the 3/4 line. Pour it in there. All right. And I'm gonna whisk it until it's dissolved. There's a big old clump in there. I don't know if you can see that, but we're gonna whisk it until all the clumpies are gone. Put our whisk to the side. And now we're gonna add our salt and our body wash. So let's do the salt first. We're gonna add a 1 teaspoon. You can see my little thing. 1 teaspoon of salt. All right, I'm just gonna top that in there. And I'm gonna put in the body wash. And it's also going to be 3/4 of a cup of body wash. So I'm going to take my other smaller cup here and just put in 3/4 of a cup. Alright, so there's our 3/4 cup. We're going to put the top back on that. And now we're going to pour it into our bowl, or excuse me, our cup here. And now we're gonna add our body wash. We have this, it's honeysuckle and orange peel soap, so it's scented. You can also buy unscented and add your own scents. You can use aromatherapy, anything that you have or anything you find in the store. Just kind of up to you. I'm gonna get a spatula, so hold on 1 second. Here we go, got a spatula out of the kitchen. I just want to make sure I get all the soap in here. It's on my fingers. Get a paper towel. Make sure you keep some paper towels handy. There we go. Wipe that off. I'm just going to take this and get the rest of that soap. Main thing is going to be soap, gelatin, and salt. Those are your 3 main ingredients. And you can add the glitter or the colors, whatever, to your mixture as well if you just want to pretty it up a little bit. So then we're just going to whisk it again. Make sure it's really nice and blended well. Oops. Spilling over the sides there. So we're gonna move everything out of the way and just kind of gently whisk it. It kind of looks like an egg mixture with this orange body wash. So I'm just gonna mix it up really well. All right, so I don't like this color because I think it looks kind of eggy. So I'm gonna add, I think I'm gonna add maybe a little bit more yellow. Glitter because I like sparkles. So I think I'm gonna add a little purple glitter just to give it a contrast. So I'm just gonna open this. Right, I'm just gonna tap a little bit on there because it's very fine because it's cosmetic. So tap some in there. Right, put the lid back on that. Put it off to the side. And then we're just gonna whisk that glitter in there and hope it shows up in our final product. If not, we can explore a different option next batch, if that's what we want to do. So now that we've got this all whisked up and ready to go, we're gonna start prepping our mold. So I'm gonna set this off to the side for a second. And I've got our little mold here. See, it's little gemstone kind of things. I found that if you keep them small, you only have to use 1 pack of gelatin, but if you go bigger, like we did with these nifty little things, you might want to add a little bit more gelatin to the mixture, maybe 2 packets, just because these are bigger and you want it to hold a little bit better. So now we're going to prep our mold. It's nice and clean. So we're going to prep it. Make sure you have your little cake pan or cookie sheet, whatever. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and set it in there. And then I have my rubbing alcohol here, and I'm just going to spray it. You want to make sure you get a nice spray in here. This helps the soap settle a little bit. You don't have any air bubbles and stuff. And so just make sure you get those crevices in there, depending on the mold you use. And then we are going to pour in our mixture. So here's our mixture. This is one reason I wanted to use the mixing cup, or excuse me, the measuring cup, because it does have this spout on it, so it makes it a little bit easier to pour. So I'm just gonna pour it slowly in here. Oops. Don't overfill them because I just did that. I'm going to clean that up in just a second. All right, and I kind of want a different color, so I think I might add some purple to this. Just want a different contrast here when I pour it into our molds. As you see, I overfilled this one right here, so I'm going to have to clean that up. I'm going to pour that in there. That's a more orangey feel again, but it's not like an egg color. Stick this in the refrigerator. It's gonna need about 2 hours to set. So what I'm gonna do is put this in the refrigerator, let it set for 2 hours, and come back and show you the finished product. And I'm gonna use the rest of my mixture here with our other mold, and we'll see how it comes out. And it has been 2 hours, so I just wanted to show you what they look like. I'm going to take them out in just a second. They're nice and firm, so give me a second and I'll show you what they look like out of the molds. Clean, so we're going to stick them in the sink to wash. We always make sure we're washing. This is my cat Luna, as you can see. She's nosy. So here we go. And this is just a closer shot of our finished product. As you can tell, they're not perfect, but who cares? They're just going to be used for soap. And our little seashells came out nice. They kind of look like the color of tea. And then you can kind of see the glitter in there. Sparkles just a little bit. Came out pretty well in the yellow too, so you have this yellow with this really pretty purple in there. So all in all, I would call this a success. So give them a try. Hope you enjoyed.